All right, this is part two of my comic books. Sure wish I have to buy a handle for this. But right now, here's some more comic books. Again, good morning. It is Sunday, and I'm showing you more of my comic books. This is Crazy Luke here. Unknown Worlds. This is an old book. I believe this is from the 60s, man. Other Unknown Worlds. I like Forbidden Worlds too, and Tales of the Unexpected. And then the Fantastic Four, of course. Look at the cover. I don't have annual number. Well, I have some annuals, but I'm missing one. Of course, the Hulk versus the Thing. And I think Ben Grimm, the Thing, is underrated. He should be getting more popular in the movies and also in the online. A lot of people don't focus on the Thing. Annual number, giant size number 2, I guess. That was annual 2, right? But back then they called them giant size. Giant size number 3. That's one thing I don't have. Giant size Conan. I have the annuals, but not the Conan. Well, there's another. And there's the Inhumans, one of my favorite groups. They were treated like crap on TV World. Annual number 8 with a real Submariner, not that other thing, not that other guy in the movie. King size number 9. King size number 10. Now, this one is important. If you're a Nova fan, you want to get Nova 25, which is the last issue of Nova. The reason why that's important is I think he got killed off or disappeared, because the next one that continues the story of Nova is Fantastic Four 206. I don't have that story. I'm not sure what goes on it, but eventually involves the Sphinx, and he takes on the Inhumans and the Fantastic Four. This annual, which I'll later on, I'm planning on making a video where we actually go through this. But if you want the full fantastic story, the first appearance of Sphinx when he's getting powerful, just powerful, you want Nova 25, Fantastic Four 206, and then this one. This has got to be one of my favorite annuals, if not the best. It's a fantastic battle in action. Then there's number 13. Wow, a lot going on there. And number 14. Yeah, her son starts getting strong and powerful. Number 15, Super Skrull, Doom, always a good thing. I've got, of course, Marvel Masterworks. That's the cheapest way to get the comic books you want if you can't afford the older comic books. I have a lot of Masterworks. This goes from 51 to 60. Here's another powerful fight. Along with Blastar and DC Silver Banshee, I love Annihilus. He never gets enough coverage. They should have made him in the movies. Yeah, that's number 109. I have some gaps there. 111. Black Panther appears. That's big. 119. Thundra, another person I like. The mini romance between Thundra and the Thing, which ended after a while, but it was a great saga. 133. By the way, if you want to go to Marvel 2-in-1, look up at the series about that. I can't remember the name of that base, but there was a series starting in Fantastic Four number 61, went all the way through 65. Thunder and others appear in this Marvel 2-in-1 thing. It included Quasar, and he was protecting this base. His adventures on this advanced base. It was a fantastic little mini run. You need to get that. Fantastic Four 134. 136, 138. I'm sorry I'm going fast here, but you can always slow the video down later. 140, 145, 148, 151, 156, Doctor Doom again. 160, 168, Luke Cage. Now, I'm not a history buff like Captain Strangelove and all, but during the 168 era, at some time, I think Sue Storm was not there for a while because of her son, or I don't know, she wasn't appearing. They had to have some sort of substitute. That might be later on, though. I think it happened later on, and they took She-Hulk to help out, so I'm probably wrong. It's later on. 177, Sandman. He's underrated. He is actually very powerful. He never really got his due. And Fantastic Four he does. 178. 180. I think the Molecule. No, that's later on. The Molecule Man might be involved. No, that's later on. 180. 183. 184. 189. 192. Man, great stuff. 193. 194. 197. And there's part 2 involved in that too. Let's go to the magic box and see what we can get out. There's a few others here. I'm going to do a part 2 in a little bit. Again, Masterworks from 192-203. If you turn it over, see the covers. I know it's not the same thing as having the original comic books, but there was a Sega going on. Look at that. Wow. And when if you're seeing this video yourself, try to see if you can enlarge it to get the pictures. Put a plus on, enlarge the photos and that. And there he is. Finally getting power back from whatever happened with that Nova Sega. 208. See, he thinks he's very strong and powerful, but he's going to get a news bulletin from Galactus soon. A memo that he missed in the first place. And there it is. 212. Well, sometimes you think you're strong, and sometimes you find out the hard way. 213. At this point, some of the Fantastic Four were hit with some aging rays, something like that. I have to do research on that. 214. 215. Blastar. Go, Blastar, go. I was waiting for Blastar, but it didn't work out. Just like in the old Batman series with Adam West, sometimes I would root for the villains, but they never could defeat him. He always found a way with his belt. Although I like Batgirl. 216. 222. Strange. 223. Pardon the pun, I didn't mean to refer to Doctor Strange. 224. 226. And 230. Alright, well, I'm going to make this part 1, and we'll get to part 2 later on.